What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dollar Mike back at again with another video, a dividend video at that, because we're actually going to go over my 16 stocks that paid me for the month of March of 2021. So yes, 16 different paychecks that I've been paid out. I'll go over each one of those stocks that actually paid me, do a brief overview of each one of those stocks, and then we'll just go on about our day. So let's not waste your time any longer. Let's get right into the video. Let's go. As always, I appreciate all the support that you guys provide to me on the channel, so make sure you hit that like button. It pushes the video out to more people so more people can see it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're interested in dividend investing, stocks in general, or personal finance in general, because I have all that covered right here on the channel. And lastly, make sure you check out my links down below, because you'll get yourself a ton of free stocks if you sign up with different apps. With Robinhood, I believe it's 3 free stocks right now. Webull is 2 free stocks. Public, you're going to get a free stock. M1 Finance, you're going to get a free $30. So all these different stocks, all these different investment apps, I think Acorns gives you a free $10. All these places giving you free money for just making an account, signing up, and doing just that. So go and get yourself some free stocks. Don't care which one you go and sign up for. Go and sign up for all of them if you want to. But there you go. All the links are down below, and some saving money links down there as well. So just check out any link down there. You'll find something you're probably interested in. So let's start. So the first paycheck I received was actually from ticker symbol QYLD. That was on March 2nd and is for $3.31. Ticker symbol QYLD is basically a company that holds 100 NASDAQ stocks, and they basically sell call options on these stocks and collect premiums. So all the premiums that they collect on those particular stocks obviously is how they make their profits, and then they go ahead and pay out a monthly dividend every single month, and their dividend is pretty sweet. Currently, QYLD is sitting at $22.49 a share right now. It doesn't really move much in price, but as you can see, that's my upcoming activity for it. And as you can also see, I have about 20 shares of it. Overall, their dividend yield was a lot higher, but we're going to have to go back and reevaluate this one, because right now their dividend yield is only 0.7% every single year, which isn't that great. And I honestly could put this $468 somewhere else and probably get a little bit more money. The next stock on the list paid me $1.47 on March 9th, and that stock is AGNC, the very first REIT on this list, or Real Estate Investment Trust. If you don't know, you know now. They basically cover real estate in the state of Maryland. They have a portfolio value of over $97 billion, and they're also a monthly paying dividend stock, like other REITs you might see on this list or have in your portfolio yourself. Currently with AGNC is sitting at $16.79 a share. I have about 12 shares of AGNC overall up with it, and their dividend yield is currently 9% every single year. The next stock on this list is actually a dividend aristocrat as well as a dividend king. We're going to go over what those two terms mean right here. So if the company or the stock is a dividend aristocrat, that basically means that they've been paying out a consistent dividend for a consecutive amount of time, which is at least 25 years, and they've also been consistently increasing that dividend over those 25 years. So that's good stuff there. It's a solid company to invest in, and they're kind of recession proof to an extent. When the company is a dividend king, that means they're doing the exact same thing, except they're doing it for 50 years instead of 25 years. So 50 years of consistently paying you a dividend, as well as 50 years of consistently increasing that dividend. So I like what I see here. That stock is Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson paid me $1.30 on March 9th. They have tons of different products that we use on a daily basis, and like I mentioned before, I feel as though they're recession proof. People have been investing in this company forever, and they'll probably keep investing in this company for some time, I would say. Johnson & Johnson is currently sitting at $166 a share right now. I have about 2.5 shares with them, overall up about 8%, and their dividend yield is 2.45% every single year. Emerson is next on that list. They are also a dividend aristocrat as well as a dividend king, just like the last one. I was paid $2.20 on March 10th by Emerson, and they're basically one of the oldest known electric companies. They design and supply products related to industrial, commercial, and consumer markets, and you probably never really use their products, but you definitely know somebody that's ran into Emerson in some situation. So there you go. Emerson's been around for a long time. They're going to be around for a long time, and they pay an amazing dividend that's consistently growing and consistently getting paid out. So can't really complain there. I got some Emerson, and I think you should too. Emerson right now is sitting at $91.23. I have about 4.44 shares, overall up about 38% with Emerson, so good stuff there as well. And the dividend yield every single year is 2.2% currently. Past that, we have one of the oil and gas behemoths, and that is ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil paid me $11.07 on March 10th. ExxonMobil is only a dividend aristocrat, so that's only 25 years, but either way, that's still a solid dividend getting paid to you 25 years in a row. I can't really complain there. When we check out my position on ExxonMobil, I have about 13 shares of ExxonMobil, overall up about 40% or $200, which is pretty nice, and their dividend yield is pretty high at 6%. Hopefully they can consistently pay this out. So far, it hasn't been any issues, but we'll see as things go on. Either way, a high dividend yield on this stock, which I still don't really understand how they pay for. it's cool with me because they're paying for it and they're paying me. So I have no issue with it right now, but when the time comes and they ever do decide to cut it, that's the time for me to go. So there you go. But of course, as the world is starting to transition to clean energy and get away from oil and gas, we'll see how this stock actually goes going forward. But for the time being, they're paying out a nice dividend, a consistent dividend that I can actually rely on. So right now, I'm investing in ExxonMobil, as I think you could too. But either way, I would definitely look for some options as far as clean energy goes. Another behemoth is up next, but not in the oil and gas industry. It's actually in the tech industry, and that's Microsoft. Microsoft paid me a cool 75 cents on March 11th. We all know who Microsoft is, what they do, and all their products and stuff. I'm pretty sure we ran into their products, their services, their software, their hardware at some point in our life. And if you haven't, you definitely will in the near future. Microsoft is going to be around forever as one of the huge tech companies that are out here with the likes of Apple, Amazon, and Google. So Microsoft is forever, and so are all those companies that I just mentioned from what I personally think. So get yourself some Microsoft. That's personally up to you, really. I like Microsoft as a company. I use a lot of their products, so it makes a lot of sense for me to actually be invested with them. As far as Microsoft goes, it's sitting at $235 a share right now. My position is 1.94 shares, almost 2 shares. I'm up about 12%, and they have a dividend yield of nearly 1% every single year currently. Emerson right now is sitting at 91.23. I have about 4.44 shares. Overall up about 38% with Emerson, so good stuff there as well. And the dividend yield every single year is 2.2% currently. The next stock on this list, you guys use their products all the time, and that is 3M. They are also a dividend aristocrat as well as a dividend king. 3M paid me $1.50 on March 12th. They make tons of different products, literally over 60,000 different products. So if you're not using any 3M products, I honestly just don't believe you. I'm pretty sure you ran into some 3M products and used some yourself, but you know, I'll put some pictures on screen and stuff of what they actually sell if you aren't aware. I also see plenty of natural growth with the 3M stocks, so if you want to get in on something that possibly could go up in value as well as you getting paid a consistent dividend, then definitely 3M is probably one of the ways to go. As of recording, 3M is about $1.95 a share right now, and I only have about 1 share of them, but as you can see, that 1 share has maybe a nice little 27% return roughly, and their overall dividend yield every single year is about 3%, which is also pretty nice. The next one on the list is your friendly neighborhood one-stop shop for everything, and that is Walgreens. I've been preaching about Walgreens on the channel since roughly last December, I would say, and they paid me a nice $7.02 on March 12th. I honestly bought Walgreens as a growth stock, and I still see a decent amount of growth with the Walgreens stock throughout the rest of this year, as well as some of 2022, just based on the pandemic alone. The dividend that Walgreens pays is just the icing on the cake for me personally. Walgreens is currently sitting at $52.85 a share right now. I have about 16 shares of Walgreens, overall up about 28% with that, and the dividend yield for that is 3.57% every single year. I still see this stock price going to around $70, $80 a share. Once that hits, then we'll see. We'll have to reevaluate, but I'll probably be selling a couple and definitely taking some profit. We'll see. The next stock on the list is actually one of the few stocks that I feel like should be in everyone's portfolio, and that is Realty Income, or ticker symbol O. They are a dividend aristocrat, and they paid me out on March 15th of $2.37. This is basically the go-to real estate stock. Overall, they own plenty of different commercial real estates that's ideal for basically any investor, and they pay that dividend out to you every single month, so you can get that paycheck every single month with Realty Income. Currently, Realty Income is sitting at $64 a share. I have about 10 shares, overall up about 11% with those shares, and their dividend yield is 4.36% every single year right now. Another stock that pays a monthly dividend is up next, and that's Main Street Capital. Ticker symbol MAIN, M-A-I-N, or Main Street Capital, paid me $2.14 on March 15th. They're basically a financial firm that hands out money in the form of loans to smaller companies. Then those smaller companies will obviously pay them back in interest, and that's how they make their profits. Right now, Main Street Capital is sitting at about $39 a share. I have about 10 shares of them, overall up about 21% with them, and their dividend yield is pretty high at 6.27%. If we move on over to some energy, we can talk about the next stock, which is NextEra Energy. NextEra Energy paid me $1.10 on March 15th. Ticker symbol NE, or NextEra Energy, is basically just an American-based energy company. Clean energy and just energy in general is definitely a sector I want to be in when it comes to my investment portfolio, but I don't know if this is the best stock for me, especially since it's only covering basically one company. I'd do better off just go ahead and investing in some type of ETF like VPU for utilities or XLU for utilities as well. This is sitting at $74.80 a share right now. Overall, I have about 3.4 shares, a little bit down about 7% with them, and a dividend yield of nearly 2% every single single year. Next up is a cheap monthly dividend stock that I have over 100 shares in. This is the only stock in my portfolio where I have this many shares and it actually pays me a dividend, and that is Prospect Capital. On March 18th, Prospect Capital paid me a nice $6.85. With nearly $6 billion in assets, this monthly dividend stock makes debt and equity investments to middle market businesses. Because the stock price is so cheap for Prospect Capital and I actually have so many shares, every time they pay me a dividend, I'm getting paid basically a free share every single month. So can't really go wrong there. I don't buy this stock anymore because it basically buys itself for me. So good stuff there. And that's what you want overall with your entire dividend portfolio. You want the stocks that you already own and that you're getting dividends from to actually go and buy you more of the same thing, because that's just compounding your money, making you more money, which is then in turn going to make you even more money, and then in turn going to make you even more money than that. That's literally how this all works. Currently, PSEC or Prospect Capital is sitting at $7.80 a share. I have about 115 shares, overall up 65%, roughly $350. And the dividend yield on that is 9% every single year. I believe it was a little bit more, but like I said before, this is more one of those risky dividend yield investments like QYLD is. So once they actually go ahead and cut that dividend, then I'll probably go ahead and sell and probably just take my profits and go somewhere else and put the money towards something else. So for now, it's going to stay in the portfolio, but maybe 2-3 years, maybe a year down the line, if they stop paying a dividend, it won't. So that's simple. Funny enough, QYLD is actually paying me again on March 30th of $4.20. So there you go. QYLD, as I mentioned before, I'm getting paid twice by them this month. Next up on the list is Capital Southwest. They're actually paying me today, I believe, March 31st of $4.09. They basically do the same exact thing as PSEC, but they handle credit and private equity investments instead. I got into this one not too long ago. They're currently sitting at $22.09 a share. Overall, you can see the 2 dividends coming in for this, and I didn't mention the second one just yet, but I have about 10 shares coming up for that, or I have about 10 shares in my portfolio for overall gain of about 2%, and their dividend yield is 7.46% currently. My last dividend stock on this video is SPHD. I've had this dividend stock since my original portfolio investment video, and I'm proud to say that I still have it today because they've been paying out a solid dividend. Basically, SPHD is a low volatility, high dividend paying stock. On March 31st, SPHD will pay me $1.56. Currently, SPHD is sitting at $43.11. I have about 11 shares with them, overall up about 40% with those 11 shares, and the dividend yield every single year currently is 4.83%. Last on the list is Capital Southwest. Again, they're paying me another 97 cents on March 31st, which is, I'm pretty sure it's today, depending on when I drop this video, but we'll see. Either way, there you go. Those are all my dividends getting paid out to me, all 16 paychecks that they paid out to me for the month of March. Probably one of the biggest paycheck that I'll receive in dividends as far as March goes, or as far as any month this year goes, but we'll see how things go as the year goes on, because I'll consistently make these videos for you guys, so make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe for all those type of videos. The total for March comes up to $51.90. So just imagine that you're walking down the street, it's the last day of the month, and someone hands you $51 for free, because that's literally how it feels when you get paid in dividends. So yeah, you want $51 or however much money you want in dividend income, go invest in these stocks, get your dividends back, have that reinvested into those stocks to make you even more money, and there you go. That's how people live passively, because it's a passive investment. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit it with a like button. If you got some dividend stocks, drop them down below in the comment section. We can have a whole discussion about different dividend stocks to buy, to sell, to do whatever with, because QYLD, it might be leaving very soon. And yeah, that's kind of it. I appreciate you guys as always for watching my videos and watching it this far, because we're already at the end. So thank you very much for that. And that's going to be kind of it. Make sure you stay tuned for my portfolio update video, which will be dropping pretty soon, because we're pushing into April now. So yeah, there you go. Thank you for watching as always. I'm out. Dollar Mike. Peace.